So we're going to start with conversion factors. So in the metric system, we have prefixes that are going to equal a numeric value. And so kilo, for example, kilo is going to represent the number 1,000. So anytime you see a K, you could insert a 1,000 and that would mean the same thing. So when we look at our conversion factors, if we're wanting to go from kilograms to grams, we would take the kilogram here, and then on the bottom, we would just substitute where the K was, we would put what it equals. So we would have 1,000. So 1 kilogram is the same thing as 1,000 grams. So that would be like saying 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. So when we look at this, because 12 inches is the same as 1 foot, you could flip it and foot could be on the top. 12 inches could be on the bottom, because 1 over 1 is the same thing. And so this is going to equal 1, this is going to equal 1, so they're the same thing. So for when we're converting, we can take the kilometers or kilograms and it can be on top, or we can flip it and it can be on the bottom. So we're just going to look at what we're going to need. If we look at hectograms, same thing here. Hecto means 10. It does not mean 10, it means 100. So I'm going to fix that right now. Deca means 10. So hecto is going to mean 100, and so where the H is, we're going to plug in 100. And so again, you can flip-flop it. Now, when we get to the centi and milli and micro, it's a little bit different. Centi is going to mean 0.01. So that's one of the values, the way we can write it. And so we could substitute, instead of a C down here, we can put 0.01. And we can do the same thing we did before. We can flip it so the 0.01 is at the top. Another way to look at it, and I don't know that there's a right or a wrong, as long as you can get the answer, so I'll just let you decide what you like. But if you look at your conversion chart, centi, we've been saying represents 0.01, but it also means 1 over 100. Because it means 1 over 100, if you were to replace this C and we put down at the bottom 1 over 100 seconds per every centisecond, because this 100 is a fraction and it's in the denominator, you can flip it and put the 100 up here at the top. And so this would come out, and here you have 100. So 100 centiseconds is the same as 1 second. Benefits of doing it this way is it's going to get you out of that decimal. So when you got it on the bottom and you have to divide, it's going to sometimes make a little more sense. But it's just up to you how you choose to do it. I'm probably going to work it this way just because I think you can use the process. If you are good with this, go ahead and use it. That's fine. You'll get the same points for using your conversion factor. But when I work out my problems, I'm going to work them this way. Down here, we've got milli, same thing. The milli, we can replace it with 0.001, or we can replace it with 1 over 1,000. So if 1 over 1,000 was down here at the bottom, so if you had 1 over 1,000, then that 1,000, you would flip, that 1,000 comes up to the top. So 1,000 milliliters equals a liter. So I've got 3 problems here for us to look at, and we're just going to work through them. So here we're going from kilograms to grams. So I already know that the conversion factor I'm going to need is 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So I'm just substituting that kilo with 1,000. And so I'm going to start with what I know. So I know that we have 0.049 kilograms. And I'm trying to get to grams. So I'm going to multiply it by this conversion factor, but I need to see first if I want the kilograms at the top or if I need to use it where it's at the bottom. So if I have kilograms here, I need to get rid of the kilograms. So the only way I can get rid of it is for kilograms to be at the bottom. So I'm going to use the conversion factor that has kilograms at the bottom. So that's going to place the 1,000 grams up at the top. You want to make sure that you're using your units because that's going to be important. we're going to cancel out, because if you have a kilogram at the top and a kilogram at the bottom, those are going to cancel. You can multiply this in your calculator, or you can just move the decimal. Since we have 3 zeros here, we're going to move it 1, 2, 3. So this is going to end up being 49 grams. So we're left with grams here, and we've got 49. And you want to do a self-check. There should be more grams than kilograms when you look at the number. And so, because kilograms is a much larger number, you should be able to fit in a whole lot more grams per kilogram there. So let's look at one that works kind of backwards. We're going the other way. So I know that my conversion here, I've got 1 kiloliter is over 1,000 liters. And again, if I need kiloliters at the bottom, I'm just going to flip it. So I'm going to start with what I know. I need to use the conversion with my liters in the bottom because I need to get rid of my liters. So this time, my 1,000 is at the bottom and my kiloliters is up the top. So my liters are going to cancel out, so I'm left with kilometers. And what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the top, 3,000 kilometers. It's divided by 1,000. We got rid of the liters, so it's just by 1,000. And so 3,000 divided by 1,000 is going to be 3 kilometers. Now, some of you would not have to do this step. You would be able to just take it and divide it automatically in your calculator, and that's fine. I don't have to see this step. So let me circle the answer. Oh, I said meters. That's kilometers. Don't know if you caught that. So that would be liters and liters. And so again, we're going to check. And there should be a lot more liters versus kilometers. And so your kilometers should be a smaller number. Okay, one last problem. We have 1.60 millimeters. So again, I'm just going to mentally put that my millimeters, 1 millimeter is 0.001 meters. And so I'm going to switch this so that my millimeters is at the bottom. My 0.001 is at the top. Again, I need it to cancel out my millimeters. And so this time when you multiply it, your decimal is going to move to the left, or again, you can just use your calculator. So that would be 3 places. So that should be 0.0016. We're going to keep the O because we're looking, and this would be significant since, can you even see what I'm doing? No, you cannot. You can, you just can't see my finger. I was pointing to it. Okay, so this would be significant, so we're going to keep it here. So we're going to keep it out there. When you are looking at significant digits, the conversion doesn't matter. So it's a given, so you don't look at the conversion. So this had 3 significant digits, so our answer is going to have 3 significant digits. And then this is going to be meters. And so again, you're going to look. Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense. I should have more millimeters than I should for my meters. So I hope that was helpful.